The two brothers who were supposed to be in a marriage alliance with me fell in love with my adopted sister instead. They tricked me into shaving my hair just to cheer her up and locked me in a skiing cabin for an entire night. I tolerated their actions because of my parents' instructions. However, when my adopted sister accidentally slit her finger while cutting up some fruits, they forced me to the hospital to extract 2,000 milliliters of blood. I cried and begged for mercy, but they said that I deserved to be punished for bullying my adopted sister. I gave up on them and turned to get into their older brother's car. The two men who had constantly been talking about canceling the wedding ended up crying in regret at my wedding. After 2,000 ml of blood was extracted from me, I approached Cole Jefferson and begged him to marry me. Your marriage alliance is with the Sinclair brothers. Why are you talking to me about it? I lowered my eyes in despair when he rejected me coldly. The marriage alliance states that I have to marry a Sinclair. You're their older brother. You're a Sinclair too. So, you've noticed me? I'll marry you on one condition. My hopes got up, and I nodded. Don't reveal to the Sinclairs that you're marrying me before our wedding. There'll be a lot of trouble if you do. Alright, I would agree to anything as long as I could get away from Ryan and Luke Sinclair. 5 years ago, I saved Ryan and Luke from drowning during a cruise trip. Since then, they had been courting me and constantly flying into a jealous rage. They even forced their family to get into a marriage engagement with mine. I always thought I would end up marrying one of them. However, the Sinclairs held a pool party not long ago. They found out I had a fear of water that day. That was when the adopted daughter of my family, Nancy Edwards, ran crying to them, claiming that she was the one who saved them. She accused me, the biological daughter of the family, of taking credit for her bravery. I tried to explain that I passed out from swallowing too much water after I saved them and developed a fear of water when I woke up. I had not dared to swim since then. Although I provided evidence with a doctor's diagnosis report, they did not believe my words. They accused me of being the world's most unscrupulous heiress. Not only did I bully my adopted sister, but I even took credit for her good deed. I deserved to die in their eyes. I was not a clingy person. I begged my parents to cancel the engagement, but they wanted to be associated with an influential and powerful family like the Sinclairs and only instructed me to focus on preparing for the wedding no matter how hard I cried and begged. There was no other choice. I tried to be nice to the Sinclair brothers, but all I received in return were insults and bullying that were worse than the last. One time, Nancy's fringe was ruined by a hairstylist. To cheer her up, they tricked me into believing they had cancer and needed chemotherapy. They wanted my hair for a wig as I was their fiancé and it would be considered a wedding present for them. I shaved off my hair, which I loved a lot, as promised, but all they did after that was laugh at me while holding Nancy in their arms. You live up to the name of being a scheming woman who wants to climb the social ladder. You're really determined to get what you want. How could you do such a cruel thing to yourself? Do you think you can make us like you because of this? Too bad you're nothing compared to Nancy. You're just garbage that likes to take another person's credit. It doesn't matter that we're engaged. The moment you marry into the family, you would have stepped into hell. Nancy trampled on the strands of my black hair, which was littered all over the floor, with contempt. Her eyes were filled with disdain for me. No one was around to protect me back then, so I had no choice but to let you bully me. Things have changed between us now. It doesn't matter who your husband will be in the future. He'll only love me. With that, the three laughed happily. However, there was one thing they forgot. Ryan and Luke were not the only Sinclairs in their generation. They had another older brother who had long been forgotten, Cole. It finally felt like my life had gotten on the right track after I got out of Cole's car. Nancy kept creating trouble as the wedding date got nearer. Every time she flew into a temper, the Sinclair brothers would torture me just to cheer her up. It drained me mentally and emotionally. I was really exhausted. I might have promised Cole not to reveal that I was getting married to him, but I still decided to stop running after the Sinclair brothers and begging them to love me. When I pushed the door open, Nancy was twirling while dressed in my wedding gown. Ryan and Luke were smiling at her. Their love for her was so obvious. They pursed their lips at the same time when I entered. Didn't you pretend to pass out to get hospitalized? You acted like you had anemia and refused to donate your blood this morning.